This week at Twisted Oz Motorcycle Museum, Jerry Ottaway and myself, Kelly Modlin, got a 1927 Henderson here. Jerry's a big part of this one here because I did the 2012 Cannonball on a 29 JD Harley, and these Hendersons would pass me and I could just close my eyes and hear this biplane zipping past me. So we got done with the Cannonball and I came back and I went over to Jerry's and I said, Jerry, I want a 4-cylinder. He said, good luck. So he said, you ever ridden one? I said, no, and he let me ride his 39 Indian 4, left-hand throttle, right-hand shift. So we got that done. I came back and I said, how much? He said, it's not for sale. So he seen I wasn't going to give up after an hour. Still hadn't left his house. So he said, I got this old Henderson started knocking 15 years ago with a sidecar. I said, can I see it? And he said, call me in 2 weeks. So I called him 2 weeks. He said, yeah, you can come look at it. So my wife and myself went and looked at it. Said, I like it. How much? He said, call it in 2 weeks. I think he's going to. You did all that. I got that old fish hook caught right here. So I called him 2 weeks and we determined on a price. We went and bought it. And Jerry and Bill Gordon helped me, and a friend up in Nebraska helped me rebuild the bike, get it ready for the Cannonball. And we had a perfect score all the way to Colorado, and the bike got altitude sickness. But prior to that, in Georgia, it was a rainy day. My magneto got wet. I was looking at it. Next thing I know, I was coming to after about 30 minutes, 4 broken ribs, and I got back on the bike. It actually knocked the water wherever it didn't want to be, and we did another 150 miles that day and finished in Tacoma. Did lose a few miles in Colorado.
But they had the helicopter coming after him, and he wouldn't go in the helicopter.
No.
Not even the hospital.
When I came to, the fire trucks, the ambulance, the high patrol was there, and they was talking to helicopter, and it's like, no way. Jerry was keeping track of me, and I was reporting to him daily, and I had to call him and say, Jerry, I'm sorry, but I wrecked the damn bike. But it's all right. So.
Well, no, he says, did you ever go down the road 40 miles an hour and you passed the motorcycle you're riding? You did that too.
I did.
Tell him what you did now.
I did. Went off the road, so I was going to run it through, and I thought, okay, just hang on. I've motocrossed before, and I hit a concrete culvert.
Oh my!
In the tall grass.
In the tall grass, and I passed my own motorcycle. And I was afraid they was going to deduct points because I really wasn't riding my bike at that point. Well, guys, here's a 1927 Henderson. Brent, you might want to show them a little bit on it. What a wonderful machine. And this is for all the Harley riders. You know, this is how you start a bike. This is a Valkyrie group that my friend Dana brought in. They're out riding today from all over Kansas. Does anybody have any questions?
Tell us about the Cannonball ride, because up until just a few weeks ago, I didn't know anything about it, and I stumbled across it when I was looking at your museum. So.
The Cannonball, every year we go cross country, coast to coast usually. And usually it's a pre-30 race, so 1929 older. In 16 we did a 100-year-old motorcycle, so that'd be at least 100 years old. So I've done it 4 out of the 5 Cannonballs. I didn't do the first one, we went and watched it, and Jerry was actually down on lot and helping a guy out. And my wife said, what'd you think? And I said, the only thing better is if I could do it myself. So we have been. I was going to miss this year for some health reasons, but they canceled it. So I think we're going to try to get ready and surprise them for next year, and I will be on it. So.
Awesome.
Are you going to ride this?
No, I top secret. I can't tell you what I'm going to ride because we won't know until about probably 3 months before we go. Guys, thank you for coming to Twisted Oz. I hope you have enjoyed it. We have another building over here. Did you have something?
Is there a significance to the number 24?
No, it's the number that Lonnie Jr. gave me. After the 10 Cannonball, I was looking for a 100-year-old bike. I stopped by Seba Station and they said, hey, you know, it's going to be pre-30, made it easier. So I called up Lonnie, sort of like Jerry. He was the one that put the Cannonball together, Lonnie Jr. And I didn't let him off the phone until he said yes.
How many quarts of oil did you use on that Cannonball ride on this bike?
On this one here, it did really good on oil. Now, I did do an end-to-end, and the oil pump was worn out, and you couldn't control it, and I did 99 quarts of oil.
Wow.
But that was 7,300 miles, but I got to know all the Napa stations across the United States. Brendan,
How's
guys,
the shifter work?
the shifter, it's a 3-speed, so you got your clutch here, you got first, second, third, and fourth. The second lever is for reverse, because I do have the matching sidecar for this at home in the barn.
Oh, okay.
Cool. What's the top speed?
You know, on a Henderson, it'd run 100 miles an hour. A good cruising speed on these bikes is 55 to 60. You know, you definitely don't want to tear them up.
Does Cannonball have a limit?
No, you can run as fast as you
get
can.
away with
Yeah,
it.
but there again, you got to run 16 days in a row,
Right.
averaging 300 miles a day. So now in the 14 race, they let the 36 knuckles in. Hell, they'd pass you at 80 miles an hour all day long. So that's when they decided to bring it back. They let too new of a bike in there.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the optional set of brake shoes inside here for this bike, right?
Well, that's for the 16 bike.
Okay.
It had coaster brakes, but we'll cover that here in a little bit. We're good, Brent. Thank you.